Welcome to Season 6 of Turkey Thumpers, presented by Muddy Outdoors. As always, we're going to share our stories about hunting with family and friends in God's great outdoors. And of course, you know what comes next. Thumpin' Turkey. Enjoy our 6th season of Turkey Thumpers.
Welcome to Turkey Thumpers. It's the first full day. Tad and I are in New Mexico chasing Merriams in the mountains. As you can see, the wind is just gusting. We've got gusts up to 50, 55 miles an hour. And with that said, we're having a hard time finding turkeys. If we can't hear them, then we can't get on them. If we can't see them, we can't get on them neither. So they've got them boogered down somewhere. So anyway, we're sitting on top of this mountain. I'm gonna show you some video of that right now. So we're gonna start heading down, go back to the lodge, and get ready to try to roost some tonight. Maybe the wind had died down. We tried roosting some last night. Nothing gobble. And the guy that took us around, he said they normally gobble here, and they didn't gobble. They normally gobble here, they didn't gobble. So anyway, we set up on some birds this morning that we saw going to roost last night, and we hadn't heard them yet. Hadn't heard them or seen them. So anyway, hopefully this wind will get out of here, and we'll give it a try tomorrow. So stay tuned, and we'll bring you what happens tomorrow. I think we found a couple birds roosted. We'll try them in the morning. Stay tuned. Wind's still blowing pretty hard. Sound like 3. Here we go. Stay tuned. Alright guys, day 2. I showed you last night we had these birds roosted. This guy came in. He's a good Merriam. I can never tell how old they are. He's got a little scrainy beard, probably about 7-8 inches. Typical of a Merriam. Of course, when I shot him, I messed up the beautiful tail feather. He was flopping and he knocked out half his tail feather. So I'm kind of upset about that, but it is what it is. Anyway, we hunted all yesterday, as I was saying. We didn't see anything. We roosted these birds, as I showed you in that video just a minute ago. They had birds all the way around. I kept calling. This guy kept coming in. I thought he was gonna come down the road, but he was further out, as you saw in the video. But he saw Barack, and he's obviously not he's obviously a subordinate bird and not the dominant bird. He walked all the way around there, and by the time I figured out he wasn't gonna come in, he got by that log, and I didn't have a shot. So I was kind of upset, but then I realized he was gonna come up here on top of this road and do some more drumming. He drummed 30, 40 times. You could hear it on the video, I hope. So anyway, I moved the camera and I set it up on this road. He came out on this road and looked around, and I said, it's now or never, and you saw the shot I made. Problem is I couldn't get there fast enough to save the beautiful Merriam's white feathers. So anyway, I'm fixing to shut up, go back to the cabin to get Tad. Hopefully he's feeling better. He wasn't feeling good last night. He was up about 2 or 3 hours, so he wanted to stay in. I told him that if he didn't go, he wasn't gonna get a bird. So I knew we were gonna get a bird this morning because we have them roosted. They're still in this area gobbling, so I'm just gonna put everything in the tent and go get him and see if he wants to come out here and hunt it. So anyway, stay tuned and we'll continue our day 2 hunt. Okay, we're at the end of day 2. I went back and got Tad this morning, and we got on a couple birds, but they wouldn't come in. The hen came and got them and took them, and last we heard they were headed over the mountain. So anyway, we went back to that same spot. I shot that bird this morning. We sat there for about 4 hours. Didn't hear anything. The wind got up really bad. The wind's been real bad the last couple of days. So anyway, we're out here trying to roost some birds for the morrow. Hopefully we can connect with Tad. So this is the end of day 2. So stay tuned and we'll bring you day 3.
Yeah.
All right, it's the middle of day 3. Tad and I decided we're gonna go to Cloud Croft to get some lunch and also get cell phone reception so we can talk on the phone and see what's going on in the world. So halfway there, it's about a 10-mile drive. Halfway there, we get a check tire pressure light. So I'm thinking it was cold, maybe the tire pressure to just run down. So we go in there and eat and and have a good time. We come out and boom, as you can see in this photo, I got a flat tire. And there's no place in Cloud Croft to fix a flat tire. So 2 retired gentlemen walked by when me and Tad were trying to figure out what we were going to do, and they noticed we were out of town, and they started helping us. And the guys named Richard and Mark. Richard helped us find all our stuff because he had a Ford F-150. He helped us find all of our jacks and all the tools we need to get that spare down. And then Mark ran back to his house and came up with one of the industrious jacks. And we jacked it up. We had it changed. And Mark was retired law enforcement. He found out my dad was the same. So he invited us back to his house. He plugged our tire. We had a thorn hole in it. And so we used that as a spare. And so now we're going to go back this afternoon. We got a real good spot. Maybe Tad can get one. So stay tuned. And we'll keep documenting the drama as it unfolds. So stay tuned. All right, guys, this is actually the 4th day. Tad and I went hunting after we got that tire fixed we talked to you about in the last video. And we were in camp, and Jim Bates told us he had a spot where he had some birds roosting that come back to roost. And he took us up the mountain and you know, this is our last hunt, and he wanted Tad to get one. So he took us up the mountain and he showed us this ground blind that he'd built from some trees that had downfall, and he put a bunch of cedar around it. So Tad and I sat in there, and I realized it wasn't going to be very good video. I'll show you the video of what that little ground blind looked like, and I took a little bit of GoPro footage. But once the birds started coming in, there was like 6 or 7 trees where they were going to roost, and I just didn't feel like taking the chance of putting the camera up and trying to video. So I wanted Tad to really get his first Merriam. We've hunted hard these last 3 days. So he shot this beautiful bird. The turkeys were all around us, and he made a good shot on this bird, and he rolled down the hill a little bit, but as you can see, it's a real pretty Merriam. So we each got one, so I'm really happy. I did show you guys a real good video before in this show, so sorry we didn't get you the video, but long drive, and I wanted to guarantee my 16-year-old got his first Merriam. And I want to thank Jim Bates for putting us on that spot. And so that really concludes our hunts. We're up here packing up. We've got a couple of muddy VS 360 tents we're going to pack up. They work great in high wind environments. We've had gale force 50 miles an hour winds, and we come back and our muddies are still there. We're still staked down. And I shot that bird you guys saw early in the video. I was sitting in a muddy that VS 360 and didn't bother. We're up here hunting with Ryan. We're up here hunting with Ryan Bates, and he's got some kind of place. It's the Lincoln National Park, and we're staying with him in his cabin, and he's got about 4 or 5 miles off the road. And look him up on his website. He does expect you to be a turkey hunter, a decent turkey hunter, because the elevation is anywhere from 8 to 10,000 feet. And he doesn't really want you to guide. It's like semi-guide, and he shows you where the birds are on the public land, and he turns you loose, and it's your responsibility to go up there and kill the bird. So if you're looking for that type of hunt, which is what we like, we don't like be guided or be handheld or anything like that. We like to be turned loose. Then look Ryan up on his website. So anyway, this concludes our Merriam video, our Merriam webisode. We've got about a 24-hour drive back to Jacksonville, so somebody can get back in school on Monday, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a good time?
Yes, sir.
And first time he's ever been to mountains like this, and it was just unbelievable. So anyway, thanks for watching Turkey Thumpers, and I don't know if this is going to be the last show. I know I've got a few people going. Steve's going to Missouri to hunt with his uncle, and I'm going to try to get back to Georgia once I get my business back under control for missing 2 weeks. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be bringing you some more webisodes, and thanks for watching Turkey Thumpers.